In our last video, we created an organization for Viva Goals. We created Champion Consulting, and today we're going to actually create our first objective and key results. If you're not familiar with OKRs, I have a separate video that describes and defines objectives, key results, and projects. I recommend that you watch that before starting this video. In this case, we are looking at the OKRs. We can see that the time period is all. And because it's a new organization, Champion Consulting, there's nothing to see here. We're going to create our first OKR, and we're going to keep it simple. And so we're going to click this button here, Add Objective. Notice that there's another option in the upper right-hand corner to do the same thing. We're going to hit Add Objective, and it's going to pull up this screen on the right, and you're going to see the very first option is the title. Now remember, objectives describe the destination and direction. These are significant, action-oriented, inspirational. They don't have to be technical because we use the key results to measure them. I like to think about these as a rallying cry, and you want it to be something that your team can remember. If you notice up here in the upper right-hand corner, you can click on this and you'll see some sample OKRs. In this particular example, we just finished annual planning and we've decided that we're going to invest in our team members. So we've decided to call it Invest in Our All-Stars. And as we go down, there's basically three sections. There's the details, the outcome, the progress and status. I'm going to hit these at a high level. There's no alignment because this is our first OKR, so there's no reason to align it. You can see that I'm the owner because I'm the one creating it. I can click on that and I could enter and assign this to somebody else, but in this case, I'm going to leave it as myself. You can see over here on the right, there's an option for what is the time period for the objective. As I mentioned, this is annual planning, so we're already getting ready for 2024. So I'm going to click on that option, and you're going to see a drop-down menu. And from that drop-down menu, it's going to show you all of the current 2023, because I'm doing this in November. Now I can also go down to more, and now I can see all of the time periods for 2024. Again, we're going to make this an annual OKR. We're going to click Annual 2024. You can see the team. I'm just going to hit these very quickly. Outcome, it's going to measure it as progress towards 100%, which is fine. And then progress and status, again, we're going to leave this as the default. It's just going to update from the key results. So if the average of our key results is 50% done, then the objective will show as 50% done. So I'm going to hit Create, the blue button here at the bottom. Notice that I can also do a little drop down and it says Create Objective and then add a key result, which is what I want to do. Objectives are not useful without measurements. Remember, key results are things that measure the progress towards the objective. They should always have a number, they should be measurable, and they should be very specific and time-bound. So our first key result that we've decided to do as a team is we have a leadership program and we want to have 10 new graduates this year. So we're going to say 10 graduates of Mighty Middle Leadership Program. And so we've got this Mighty Middle program, and you can see the goal currently says 100% complete, but we want to measure this as a metric, right? So we're going to add metric. We're going to give it a name. We're going to call it MM Graduates. And then I'll cover this in the next video, but there are several options for what type of targets and how you're going to measure them. We're going to focus today on just the first one, which is reach. Reach is when you're starting at 0 and you want to reach a specific number. As in this case, we want to reach 10 graduates of this Mighty Middle program. So I'm going to leave it as reach. I'm going to put 10, and there we go. And now there's two other sections below, the progress and status and the details. I'm going to hit these very quickly. Again, this is our first OKR. You can see here the progress. We're going to update it manually. I'm going to explain that in a separate video. You have the option to connect it to a live source. You could have a spreadsheet or a planner board. But again, for now, we're just going to update manually. You can see I'm the one that's responsible for checking in. There's also a details section where it gets into a few more options. You can have tags, you can have a description. But But for now, we're just going to leave it as is. So we're going to say create. And while it's very basic, we now have our first OKR. We have invest in our all-stars, and we only have one key result. Best practices are 3 to 5, maybe even 6 key results. But for the purposes of this video, we've created our first objective and key results.